Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Chi Living, this introduction to yoga course. We're on day 3, and as promised, we're going to have a look today at a pose called Downward Facing Dog. It's a pose that comes into the category of poses called inversions, which basically means that your head is lower than a lot of the other parts of your body. Don't let that worry you. I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to give you some alternatives if you find it difficult. And we're also going to look at a couple of other poses that are quite sort of challenging on your upper body. But again, don't worry, I'll give you alternatives if those are a little bit too hard for you. So we're going to start today, as we normally start Chi Living classes, laid on the ground and doing the grounding part of the class while we're laid on his backs. So whenever you're ready, if you'd like to join me down on the mat, we'll make a start. So let's begin this practice, just taking a moment just to let your body start to soften and relax. Become aware of your breathing. And then start to bring some movement into the body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Stretch your fingers out wide and point your toes. And then clench your hands into a fist and pull your toes back towards your shins. And relax your hands, and relax your feet. Slowly and gently turn your head from side to side. And then relax your neck. Allow your head to rest on the mat. Extend your arms out to the sides. Bring the soles of the feet up towards your buttocks, knees and ankles together. We'll take an inhale here. And as you exhale, lower your knees towards the left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to the center. Bring your feet up off the ground, bend your knees. Take hold of your knees and hug your knees up towards your chest. And then let go of your knees. Let the feet come down to the ground. Turn onto your side and over onto your hands and knees. You're going to sit back onto your heels and stretch out in front. in child's pose. And then bring your chest forward. And as you do, we're going to let the hips sink down. This is one of the poses I was telling you about that can be quite tough on your upper body and also on the bottom of your back. This pose is called Cobra. And if you find that too challenging, put your forearms down and drop your hips. And this pose is called Sphinx. I'm coming back to Cobra now. And then shift your weight back onto your heels again. And bring your weight forward. Walk your hands in. And just come to seated. Get comfortable in whatever position you want to be, so I can just demonstrate this downward facing dog for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what downward facing dog looks like and tell you some of the key points that we're looking for while you're doing it. But don't think you have to hit all of these points, especially on the first time you've ever done it. It's something to work towards over a long period of time, getting this downward facing dog to look right and to be right. But let me show you what it looks like for a start. So, as I said, it's an inversion. So your head ends up being lower than a lot of the other parts of your body in an inversion. So that's downward facing dog. Now, I'll just talk you through the three main points that we're looking for and for you to think about. The first one is try and avoid being up on your tiptoes, which is quite tempting to do. So when you're tucking my shirt in so I don't lose it, try to avoid doing that. It's difficult to get your heels down. Don't worry about that at all. But try to avoid doing that. The second thing we're thinking about is what you do with your backside. Your bum should be going up towards the ceiling. Think about the tailbone, the coccyx, pushing up towards the ceiling. So we're going from there, if you like, to there. It's just a subtle change from it being bent, pushing your bum up. The final thing is what you do with your upper body. And we're looking to get your head in between your arms. So we're not doing this. Yeah, so your head needs to be in between your arms. And the best way to achieve this is to imagine that you're trying to push the mat away from you with your hands. So if I'm in this position here where my head is forward, now I'm going to imagine I'm going to push the mat that way. So as I push, my head comes back in between my arms. So that is downward facing dog. As I mentioned, it can be challenging on your wrists, it can be challenging on your shoulders, your chest, particularly if you're not used to doing a lot of upper body exercise. So don't hesitate if you need a break to just come down onto your hands and knees. So when we're in downward facing dog, you're getting really tired, have a breather. When you're ready, if you want to go up again, you straighten your legs. And we're back in downward facing dog. Okay. So what we're going to do now is combine something that we did in the last lesson and move into downward facing dog. So we're going to go with a forward fold. We're going to step back to a runner's lunge and then step back again with the other foot, so we're in downward facing dog. put his knees down, or step back up again. So if I just show you what that's going to look like. So we're going to do a forward fold, step back to a runner's lunge, then step back again, downward facing dog, and then put our knees down. Okay? So, if you're ready, come up to the front of the mat, feet about hip width apart. We'll take an inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, bend your knees as much as you need to. So we'll take a step back on the left foot, onto the ball of the foot. So we're in runner's lunge. Gaze looking forward. And then step back with the right foot and push your hips up. Remember those 3 points and don't be on your tiptoes. Push your hips up towards the ceiling. Push the mat away from you to bring your head in between your arms. And then lower your knees down. Walk your hands in. And come up to the front of the mat. So we'll do it all again on the other side. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a step back on your right foot this time to runner's lunge. And then back with your left to downward facing dog. Remember, knees down anytime you need to. And then lower your knees down. Walk your hands in. Then come to seated. Just in case your wrists have got a little bit tender while we're doing that, let's just give them a little circle one way and then back the other way. Out to the sides, forwards and backwards. And then above your head, forward and backwards. Reach up to the ceiling, take an inhale. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. And this time, as you exhale, lower down, lower your arms down behind your back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And gently push your hands away from the bottom of your back. And then let your hands come back down, relax your shoulders. Let go of your hands. And bring your hands down to the sides of your hips. I'm going to take your hands onto your knees. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently close your eyes. Relax your body, moving down from your head, jaw and your neck. Relax your shoulders and arms. Relax your hands. Relax your chest and back. And relax your stomach muscles. Relax your hips and your buttocks. Relax your legs, your ankles and your feet. And take a deep breath in and out. If you've still got your eyes closed, gently open them now. Namaste. Well done. You've done your first downward facing dog. There's lots more of them to come. Downward facing dog features in practically every yoga class that you could go to. I've never been in a yoga class where we haven't done a downward facing dog. And in Chi Living classes, I can't think of one that we've done that doesn't have a downward facing dog in it somewhere. Don't panic if you found it really, really difficult. Everybody finds it really, really difficult at first. But you'll soon start building up the strength in your arms and your wrists and your back and well, everything. It's a whole body exercise, downward facing dog. So, well done. That's day 3 done. 2 more days to go. See you soon.